Hi.
Lesson 87.
Yes, here we go. Our review today will cover these ideas. First one here is 73. I will there be light. I will use the power of my will today. It is not my will to grope about in darkness, fearful of shadows and afraid of things unseen and unreal. Light shall be my guide today. I will follow it where it leads me, and I will look only on what it shows me. This day, I will experience the peace of true perception. Just want to hold here for a second.
Yes.
Just look at the light again,
Mhm.
and look at the will, because when we're looking through the ego filter, we're looking around in darkness. We've said this a few times before, right? But when we will with God, which is, in other words, when we're in our true will, vertical alignment, that is the light in which we see. That is the light. So that beautiful light is going to subsume or shine away the darkness of the ego thought system.
Right.
Yeah, just wanted to say that.
And just to encourage, he gives us for our incentive. There's so much power in our will. I mean, look around you. But look what he calls this. When we are looking with the ego, we're in darkness, we're experiencing shadows, and we're in fear of things unseen, truly, not through Christ's vision, and unreal. Unseen, unreal shadows and darkness, groping and fearful. That's our normal status through the ego filter. Never seeing anything that's real. You're hearing sounds that have never been made. You're viewing your brother as it is impossible for him or her to be. So until we have the light in our mind, which is the understanding of our relationship to God, we're lost. It's a void. It's a dark void of emptiness. It's the looking through the glass darkly that he talks about in the Bible, but nothing is going on there. But there is something to see, but the only way that you'll know it is with the light, as our sis just said.
So when we're looking, thank you for that, because when we're looking through darkness, okay, the things that we're looking at, the people we're looking at, the ones that trigger us particularly, the ones that threaten us, and also, including the body. When we're looking at the body, we're looking at the body in darkness. We're going to think, we're going to believe in that darkness that all of these people and phenomena all have power to either harm us or to be our false salvation.
Yeah, we're going to be,
Okay, so, but the truth of it is that all of those people and things that we see in darkness have no power.
Because they don't exist. Right. The way that we're viewing.
The way that we're viewing it, they don't exist.
We cannot even relate to what it is that we're seeing, but we've become so accustomed that we think this is reality. But when you really do see with the light, you start looking beyond form. You see what is here, but when you recognize the truth, it has nothing to do with matter or physical form any longer. If something isn't eternal, it's not real. So it gives you an idea that every sense of the form and things that we think are so true, it's not how they really are. So the light is the only way. It's our guide. It's the way out of chaos into the truth.
Thank you. Thank you. So I will there be light. These forms of this idea would be helpful for specific applications. This cannot hide the light I will to see. Wow, I love that. So when we're triggered, we can say this cannot hide the light I will to see. As soon as we say we will to see the light, the light is there. Okay, because it's God's will that we see the light. Okay, next one is you stand with me in light. And we place the name of the person there. You stand with me in light. Okay. Next one is in the light, this will look different. In the light, this will look different. And it will look different. Always. The next review lesson here is 74. There is no will but God's. There is no will but God's. Okay. I am safe today because there is no will but God's. I can become afraid only when I believe there is another will. I try to attack only when I am afraid, and only when I try to attack can I believe that my eternal safety is threatened. Today, I will recognize that all this has not occurred. I am safe because there is no will but God's. I just want to go back to this. I can become afraid only when I believe there is another will, right? So when I believe, this is at the experiential level, when I believe there is another will other than God's, then I'm going to be afraid, and I'm going to defend, and I'm going to attack, right? And I'm also going to believe, and this is deeply unconscious, that I am a will in opposition to God. So I'm going to unconsciously be terrified of God's will.
Yes.
I don't know if we're going too deep, but I need to say this because I didn't know this 31 years ago when I began. So it's all very, very helpful. Can you add to that, sis?
Just feeling into that I can become afraid only when I believe there is another will. As soon as we believe in two wills, we're going to believe in the idea of conflict. And if we believe in it, we're going to call in images of that conflict. And if you believe that you are mythical me, you will believe right off the bat that your will and God's will are in conflict. So God has now become the enemy. God, who is love, has become our enemy. So love is fearful. I mean, just kind of following it. So as soon as, it's our will is one with God's will. Mythical me was the idea that we could will apart from God. And if that's true, and if you are a mythical me, you do believe it, you are in a state of conflict and fear. So that's why we need to just drop this idea, the positive separation that you so beautifully teach. Come back. There's just the one. God and Son, one in being. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So these are some useful forms of this idea for specific applications. Let me perceive this in accordance with the will of God. Beautiful statement there. The second one is, it is God's will you are his son, and put the name of the person and mine as well. It is God's will you are his son, put their name, and mine as well. Right, okay, I get it. Okay. This is part of God's will for me, however I may see it. Wow, isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
This is part of God's will for me, however I may see it. Okay.
That's the recognition that all things are working together for good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. Well, that's helpful, that lesson.
Oh,
Yeah.
these are wonderful reminders. I'm
Yeah.
really helpful for me. Yes. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, beautiful. Lesson 87.
All
Thank
right.
you very much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.